Welcome to the Midwest. Today we talk about hands and feet. Welcome to the Midwest. My name is Jesse, and today I'm having a nice cold exposure out here. It just snowed. It's about 30, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, right around zero, a little bit lower than 0 Celsius. And I'm just enjoying a nice cold exposure. But one of the things that early on any cold training enthusiast is going to notice is, geez, what's with my hands and my feet? Your hands and your feet are usually the first things that are going to start hurting, that are going to cause you to want to go in and make it kind of miserable for cold training. And so I get a lot of questions, Jesse, how do I improve this? How do I get over this issue? How do I train my hands and my feet? So let's talk about that today. We're going to talk about why this happens and what you can do about it. The first thing to know is that when your hands and your feet are giving you trouble, it's because your body is trying to help you. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but in reality, your body is trying to help you. And this is all because your body is trying to preserve core body temperature. Even though you know very well that your hands and your feet are very important for your survival, your body doesn't really care. Your body says, in the here and now, I need these organs to maintain. I can lose a hand, I can lose a foot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shunt a lot of blood from these areas and make sure that I'm protecting my core body temperature. And so all around your extremities, your body's going to do that. So all the extremities, that's what's happening. Well, this can cause a painful sensation, especially in your fingers and your toes or parts of your feet. So that's what's happening. Your body is trying to protect you by shunting blood from the extremities and making sure that your core stays at that nice homeostasis. Well, that's all well and good, but you and I know that you're in control, right? You're not going to go out and do something ridiculous. It's not like you're in a life or death situation because you're training in the cold with a methodical practice. So how do we get our hands and our feet to not hurt so much? Well, first of all, there's things we can do outside of the cold, so all year round. And there's things we can do with the cold to prepare our hands and our feet. Now, my best suggestion for you is, especially if you want to be able to sit in the snow like this, if you want to be able to walk barefoot in the snow, or to be able to kind of work with your hands in the cold temperatures, the best thing you can do is exercise these parts of your body. So during the year, all throughout the year, you should be going barefoot. Let your feet feel and let your feet really grip the ground, okay? We shove our feet into shoes, and hey, I wear shoes, we all wear shoes, but we shove our feet into shoes, we cut off their circulation, and we wonder why they have bad circulation. That's one of the biggest reasons. So try to spend as much time as you can with bare feet. Same thing with your hands. Try to work with your hands. All we ever do is mess around on our phones and tippity tap on our keyboards, right? Actually work with your hands. Find a hobby. Find something that you're going to want to do that makes you really have to exercise your fingers. Really work on improving circulation by using these areas of your body. In addition to that, cardiovascular health is key. Make sure you're doing some cardio every day. And I know I don't really like cardio, but I have to do it. It's something that's very good for us to do. And so it's also something that helps improve circulation in our body. So make it so that your body is used to having good circulation in regular room temperature, and it's going to help you whenever you get out in the cold. Now, having said that, you can also train your fingers and your feet in ice bowls. So, for instance, if you have a bowl full of ice water, just get enough water to be able to slip your hand into that bowl of ice and put a hand in there for about a minute, and then get it out for about 2 minutes, put it back in for a minute, and then go about the rest of your day. At first, it's going to be painful. At first, it's really going to hurt, and it's really going to be like, why am I doing this to myself? But what you're doing is you're training your hands to be better adapted to the cold. And over time, you're going to notice that that cold is not quite as much of a shock, it's not quite as painful. But let's just be frank. Is there ever going to be a time when your hands and your feet are perfectly adapted to the cold in a way that they're not going to give you problems? They're not going to be the first thing to be painful. No, your extremities, and again, this goes back to our biology and our physiology, your fingers and your toes will be some of the first places in your body that your body's going to say, listen, I've got to shunt blood from this area in order to preserve body temperature. So no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you train, it will be the first place that you're going to notice some pain, and you're going to notice the cold hitting you more in those areas first. And I don't care who you are. You look at the legends of cold training, and many of them experienced frostbite, specifically on their feet or in their fingers, on their ears, training out in the cold. And this is because your extremities will be the first places to shunt blood, and because of that, they'll be the first places that are most likely to freeze and give you frostbite. So you really want to watch it. You always want to be mindful of that. Anytime you're going on a long walk in freezing cold temperatures, or you're trying to sit in the cold for long periods of time, there's nothing wrong with wearing gloves or shoes. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? And if you're training in the cold for your health benefits, you're not going to lose any health benefits by covering your extremities. The extremities, yes, it's great to be able to go out and not have to worry about them so much. And yes, I would recommend challenging your extremities with cold. But if you're going for a 20 to 30 minute walk out in freezing cold temperatures, and you want it to be not a miserable experience because your fingers are freezing, just wear gloves, just wear shoes. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Wear a hat, cover your ears, cover your extremities, because if you're trying to get the health benefits of cold training, rather than just go out and be an undisciplined cold trainer, you realize that, okay, I'm exposing an enormous amount of my body. I am challenging the homeostatic state of my body, and that is the goal of cold training. So, those are some tips for your hands and your feet. I hope it's been helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. And don't forget to go out there and be kind to one another.